Hello, my name is Virginia Levy, and I am doing Chapter 18, Foreign Policy. First off, I would like to start off by saying that I'm not a very political person at all. I am not one to just come up and be into your debate that you may be talking about. However, I do somewhat follow things here and there, but if you do just happen to come up to me and say, hey, did you hear about this? I probably have not. So all your added information and comments are appreciated. And sorry, again, I'm not a very political person, so hopefully my presentation is okay and you could follow along. So I'm going to start off by saying the term foreign policy refers to the programs and policies that determine America's relations with other nations and foreign entities. So, the two main goals for foreign policy is security and prosperity, and this is what apparently every president is determined to try to accomplish. So, the article that I chose on Washington Post website titled "From Prosperity to Austerity: Trump's Tone Shifts Ahead of Tariff Impacts." The article goes over Trump's promise of a golden age, which he mentioned during his last campaign. However, it does not seem to be going so well, as he warns Americans we may have to cut back. Trump said that we, the Americans, may need to take an economic medicine. There is a possibility of a short-term recession in order for us to reach prosperity. So basically how he described it in the article is that saying that instead of somebody buying 30 dolls for their daughter or their child, this child should only need 3 dolls. So he's just kind of telling us that we need to limit our spending, which is kind of ridiculous to try to tell Americans how to spend our money, especially coming from somebody with such great wealth. So, of course, there are some people that are going to go ahead and agree with the recession, stating that it'll all be worth it in the long run. However, of course, plenty of others do not agree with it at all, especially coming again from billionaires. So, most people are going to be against this just because they feel as if Trump is picking and choosing who he wants to tax and let the products in, let the products out, who is going to get taxed higher, who is not, what companies, domestic companies, are going to be given opportunities to make their companies greater. Versus some who may not get that attention. So there's been a lot of back and forth, I guess, who he's favoring in a way. So now I'm going to go ahead and talk about the tariffs. So tariffs are supposed to eventually bring more security and prosperity in the long run by having more domestic factories, so we won't be outsourcing and providing more income to the other countries. So we also do produce more domestic factories here. We will be providing more jobs. But the thing is that the prices in items, by doing them here, those items are going to cost more money. So if you're going to buy a car, it's going to potentially be $5,000 to $10,000 more if it was made here, just because they're making their own parts here instead of getting them shipped off from other countries, which is cheaper by, I guess, buying them in bulk. And so I think in the long run, it's going to be a very hard thing to accomplish, for anybody to accomplish, the security and prosperity to every American. There are just too many billionaires who can get what they want while watching others work harder to make them richer. There's just too many privileged people who are in power. I necessarily don't think it'll ever be okay, but I guess I'm just here for the ride. So thank you for listening, and just add any comments, additional information, and thank you so much.